I'll jump us into it. Welcome everybody to our weekly wellness check, where we just talk about the fitness industry, about our fitness regimens. We just talk about the things we want to talk about Peloton, since most of us are Peloton riders, or any other fitness-related topic that we choose to go to. It's meant to be a light conversation, nothing stressful. Normally a Thursday, but this week it's Tuesday. So light conversation for a Tuesday. If you want to come up and join the conversation, don't be shy about it. Just hit the hand in the lower right of your phone, and we'll bring you right up on stage and you can join the conversation. If that's uncomfortable for you, please do not stress. Just hang out in the audience, and just be an audience member. That's fine as well. All right. So I was all prepared for the first topic to be the studio opening, the members returning into the studio.
Did you change the agenda without consulting Danielle and I?
No, I ain't changed the agenda. It's still the agenda. I just wanted to use a button. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I saw the stock price and I was like, damn! That's all. I just wanted to use a button. That's all. Mm-hmm. I just want to use a button. All right. So we can get back to the agenda. Members returned to the Peloton Studio, right? And they had classes. They had a Robin class in the morning, and they had a few other classes, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I know they then had like a Cody and DJ John Michael ride in the evening, right?
They had Leanne did hers from London. Rebecca had a strength.
Yep.
Tobias did one too.
Yep.
Who the hell is Tobias? No, I'm just kidding.
A German instructor in London.
They got about 375,000 instructors. Can't keep up with all these people, but I understand.
The only reason why I know is because Marcel posted about him teaching live, so that's the only reason I know.
Oh, I did see that. You're right.
So the question is, first impressions. What do people think? What do they like about it? Are there any people out there that never been to the studio or never really took classes with people in them that, felt good, bad, indifferent thoughts? I'm interested. All
right, well,
one thing that surprised me is I was surprised at how well lit the background is. Like, I mean, you still, I don't know if they just did that because it was the first one.
Right.
But, it always used to be like Bike 6 was the one that was kind of illuminated. I mean, you got a pretty good view of a lot of the people in the studio. I don't know if that's the new design or new lighting, but I was kind of shocked to see that. So for the people who get distracted by that from the 23rd Street studio, I mean, this has to be even more distracting, but I liked it.
I was surprised by that too.
I was going to say, I didn't take a class yet. I'll probably take Robin's. That's the only one that really interests me at all, to be perfectly honest. But of course, the big elephant in the room was that there was a lack of diversity in the live audience that was there.
Right.
And it was mentioned to me several times by lots of different people on Facebook and Instagram. I know, John, you got a response from Peloton regarding that. So hopefully we'll see some changes in the near future. And I know I then went into BGM and posed the question, and for anyone who's not familiar, it's Black Girl Magic, the Peloton edition. It's one of the larger Peloton groups. We have about 33,000 members. So I went in and posed the question and said, hey, who got an invite to the Peloton Studios to take a live in-person class? And the responses were mostly no's. I posted that on, I guess, the Friday. So as of right now, I think I've gotten 5 responses of people who have been invited. So it does look like it's going to be a little bit more diverse for this upcoming Friday. For the people, it may have been more than 5, because I think 4 were invited to Tunde's class, which is a speak up class. I remember one person was invited to Hannah Corbin's country ride that's coming up. And one other person was invited to run with Marcel. So for everyone else who noticed the lack of diversity in the room, it does look like that was a one-off situation. And, John can talk about the response that he received in regards to why it was like that. And that, Peloton is definitely not going backwards in terms of those things. So we'll just have to keep looking forward and see what happens and give them the benefit of the doubt, I think. and see what it looks like next week.
Yeah. I'll give my 2 cents, and then we can get the folks that are on stage, get them into the conversation. But yeah, well, I guess a part of this goes back to the time then that I've been in this community and what I saw early on, right, and then bringing it forward to today, and then just my own life experience in when I got into the community. Well, when I started researching the bike, it was kind of early 2016, and they didn't really have any. They had no black instructors at the time. By the time we started getting serious about buying the bike, Alex had got there in May of 2016, and by the time we bought, I think Allie's first class was the day we received our bike. So they had two. So it was kind of diversity was a little thin when I first got there, and you noticed it in interactions with the community. When I'd go to the studio or when I would go to events, that you felt that lack of diversity early on. And Peloton was really honest about it, right? Back then, they were like, their marketing lead at the time was saying, look, we're looking to advertise to a more affluent audience. And they were very clear. And based on, the fact that, white Americans have like eight times the overall wealth than black Americans, then that alone will just create that type of a dynamic based on their marketing scheme. And so that's where early on that's who they were. But they evolved over time, right? They started evolving. I don't know what caused them to evolve. Maybe it was just that Echelon and iFit and Nautilus came along and they started taking like that demographic that was looking for a lower cost bike. I don't know what made them evolve, but they started to evolve 2018, 19 timeframe when they were kind of high. And then we saw them take a stark change right around 2021 or going into 2022, And so it was kind of that perspective that made me want to know, like, well, who are you? Like, I'm not complaining about you. Like, whatever your marketing plan is all good with me. But I kind of want to know, because if your strategy is to advertise to, suburban white women with 2.5 kids, and that doesn't include the demographic that's the people that, the community that I come from, then I would like to make an informed decision as to whether or not I want to continue down this path, right? That's all it was. That was the only question I was asking. It really wasn't about demeaning them, right? It's like I'm trying to figure out what it is. And I understand from a business perspective, like, they want everybody to come to the table. So they're not going to, they're not going to divulge their strategy and who's their primary, target audience. They're not going to do that. But so I've got to try to interpret it to come to the places where it makes sense for me to spend my dollar. I got to figure it out. And that was the only question I was asking. It wasn't about demeaning Peloton. It was just asking questions. But the response back was, understood that. It seemed like they understood my question. And they were very open about, I don't want to talk about who responded to me, because I don't want to create any more, confusion around it. But the person was very clear that, that there was some elements that, caused that first class to look like that. And our diversity, equity, and inclusion strategy is something that's important to us. So going forward, we have things in place to ensure that it doesn't look like that. So that's basically what their response was. So, they were like, John, don't worry about it. Like, it's going to adjust. So I took that as they knew, they knew that first class didn't really look the way I would have, thought. And they were telling me that they had things in place to ensure that doesn't persist. So, I was good with that. I was like, all right. But again, I just want to be clear. My thing was about me. It's not about them. It's like, what is their strategy so I can make an informed decision? That's it. That makes sense? You guys get that?
Hey, yeah, John, it's Dan. Do you mind if I jump in?
Oh, no, absolutely. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
So first of all, just as a data point, which you may all know, and you may know the person who I don't, but their CMO is black, and she, I believe she's still in place. And so they have a part of their leadership team. There is a black woman there. But I have a question. I put this out in the forum. I have a question that I've always wanted to ask this group. And, race is always as I put in my note on the forum, we like to have fun here, talk about classes. Race is always somewhat of a slippery slope. But what's always intrigued me about at Purely, I'm always interested in consumer trends, is as a whole, and we don't have to get into this, but Clubhouse, to use a buzz term, seems to over-index with a black audience. There's a lot of black rooms. It's always been that for whatever reason it is. In this room, I've always been, so Clubhouse I would say as a landscape has a lot of African-American people. This room also surprised me how many black people were engaged in Peloton, because I know Tabby and a couple people that I'm friendly with on Clubhouse also ride. But my question is, are white or black people in the room, do you have a lot of black friends that are engaged in Peloton? That was my question when I first came into this room. And it seems like the answer is yes, because Peloton did not have black people in the ads. They did not have really any instructors when I joined. It wasn't a real focus. And so I was wondering if white or black, if there's more black people engaged in Peloton than I thought. And based on this room in the last year I've participated, the answer definitely is yes.
Yeah.
But I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was definitely surprised because of the activity, not a price point thing, just because of the activity in terms of cycling or indoor cycling. I don't know. Just I spent my whole life around athletes, and there's not a lot of black world-class cyclists or endurance sports athletes. So beyond longer distance, they're few and far between. So that was always just a question I had for the room: is the black community maybe more involved than I ever realized?
I think that it has evolved. I think early on it wasn't a very strong community, but I think it has evolved. I think BGM kind of displays that. But regardless of what the percentage, what that is, my thing is, as I said, isn't really about Peloton. It's really about me. It's about me and my ability to make a decision. I've spent most of my life, I've spent trying to manage to views of bias, unconscious bias in our society. And I've been trying to manage to that because I'm a parent. So as my father did, trying to make sure I knew my skin was valuable. And even though my hair is different, it's valuable, it's strong, and that I'm beautiful, no matter what media or entertainment or who says what. He spent his whole, my whole young adulthood trying to do that. And same with me, with my daughters. I spent all kinds of time trying to make sure that they didn't fall into a trap of believing that straight blonde hair was the only thing that was beautiful. I had to make sure that they recognized that if they just wore an afro, which is natural for them, that's beautiful too, because media doesn't always tell them that. So I spent my life doing that. And so for me to pay money to a product that doesn't present that especially from a community, on a screen, if they're going to present the community, for me, I need that to make a personal decision. It's not about Peloton. It's about me. I need that information so that I can make a decision. Do I want to be spending my dollar there? I'm not sure. I'm raising kids. I got family that I love that don't look like the people that they're allowing in that room. So I got to make a decision. So again, regardless of what the demographic is for Peloton, who their marketing people are, or who they're targeting, that's really outside of the question for me. It's about me so that I can make an informed decision. That's all, right? Does it make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Do you get that, Dan? Did we lose Dan? All right, anyway.
Oh, no, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't know you were coming back to me. Totally understand where you're coming from. My point may have just been a point I've had on my mind for a long time, but totally got your point. Absolutely. And I think a lot of people clearly appreciate it. And you moved a tanker with your comments. So, and I thought you did it in a very respectful, curious way. So that was it. My comment was more about demographics and was just trying to understand. I've always wanted to know how engaged the black community was in Peloton because I didn't think so. I thought probably 1% of the audience.
Right.
I also probably thought 1% Asian and maybe 5% Latino. I just
Right.
didn't think that, for all the communication you see, the instructors you see, I didn't think there was a large minority population engaged. And I've been really surprised over the last year.
Right. I got you. Yeah. For me, even if it
And
wasn't, yeah, I would still have the same position. Right. It's just it'd just be like that's a good data point, but yeah, that means they're not going to show them. So I got to make a decision, the personal decision. Right. Go ahead, Daniel.
I was going to say, I think maybe before COVID, it wasn't as prominent, the number of maybe Black people that were involved in Peloton. And that's just because, like, all of my friends, they went to outside gyms. It wasn't that they didn't work out. It wasn't that they didn't spin. It wasn't that they weren't endurance athletes. It's just that they did it in other places. And then I think being stuck at home with COVID, that kind of changed what they wanted to do and how they were going to do it. So I think we've always been in the field and in the sports. You may not see it in a spin studio see it on Peloton because we're in an actual spin studio. Like, I have several Black friends who are instructors outside of Peloton, who teach in like the real world at Cycle Bar or one of the Next Fit, which is one of the ones near me. So I think they're there. I just think COVID made it more of I got to do something now because my gym is closed.
Right. Right. Hey, let me bring some other people in. What's going on, Lynn? How's it going?
It's good. It's always good to hear your take on this, John. And I really appreciate always learning and hearing your perspective. It was the whitest on white class. It just really felt like it stood out. I was surprised when I took both Robin. And I think even Robin did like, where are all my Latinx in the room? And like one person was like, woo. And she kind of like pivoted and it was a
Right.
little awkward. And
Right.
I felt as though that's a disservice to the instructors.
Yeah.
And that was really my takeaway. I understand like representation, it matters and it's important that people see themselves, but they have such strong athletes across multiple demographics and sexual orientations. And obviously I did do Cody and DJ John Michael's Pride Ride as well. And, it's just a party and they highlighted another instructor in the room and they brought in a Australian DJ who they did a special remix in the class with, and he was riding. But I think obviously that representation really matters. And I hope Peloton is able to pivot and that they did give you a legitimate response as to how they're fixing it, because it should have not been it shouldn't have been an oversight in the first place overall. Yeah. I'm glad that the general population clearly didn't have an issue with the classes. If anyone's checked out the OPP and the every page that is people losing themselves over the fact that there's a mirror behind the instructors. And
oh, really? I didn't see that.
I'm sure none of us saw that. So, I thought it was good that people didn't really have a hot take on the new live classes. I was a little bit surprised and I didn't know if anyone figured out why. Some of the people riding in the room, and I've taken a lot of the old classes. I am someone who joined right at the beginning. I got my bike the Christmas before the pandemic. And I've taken a lot of the old ones, but the room normally seemed much more dynamic and engaged. There were a few people on Cody's Pride Ride who literally looked like they were at I'm not even sure what they were at. They were like a business meeting. Wow. And that was just a weird take. And I wondered if other people experienced that odd engagement with the instructor.
You mean in how they were acting or how they were dressed? Or?
Yeah, there were 3 guys in the front row for Cody's ride who never smiled once, never clapped, barely looked up. Cody's asking for cheers.
I noticed that.
Well, they had a combination of media, members, and employees. And so I don't know, the employees, it might have been employees that just aren't all that impressed. I don't know.
But I mean, how could you not even crack a between Cody and DJ John Michael? That, out of all of the live classes that happened that day, that one was so interactive and so much energy. And I don't know, but I noticed that too. It just was it was they were there because someone told them to be there.
Yeah, they seemed like place fillers. I was did you get paid to sit in that seat? Because there's people who will pay $1 million to Peloton right now to take that bike seat. So
right,
it was a little odd on those reactions. I am also a little surprised. Obviously we're on a Clubhouse talking about Peloton tonight, so we do care and we're invested. But the number of people who had no idea that was coming And then also the number of people who now just sort of think it's like free reign to get into a class and engage. And, you know, like they're like, I'm doing my 500 on Friday. Do you think I can get a bike?
Oh, wow.
And I'm a little surprised by that sort of take.
I didn't check out the OPMP. I should have. Yeah, I hadn't checked out what they were talking about out there.
You need to go back on your blood pressure meds. It's probably best to stay off of it.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I'll leave it alone. I don't need that. I don't need all that.
I saw it like in every group though. That was sort of what was surprising. Obviously the OPP every like 3 minutes, someone's like, you know, can I get a bike? Or those people in the room are really annoying. Why are they there?
Oh,
You know,
wow.
so those two takes were a constant, but everybody else, I'm hoping, like, to be honest, you know, I saw someone post in like Jen's group, you know, why don't they bring back like Jen's men for her first ride? Or like Allie Love, you know, like fill it with Danielle 5 times and, you know, and like put people back in their room for those first rides, like make them memorable. Like, when is that going to happen? When are they going to really dive in on the community and figure that out?
John,
Well, I was just
you're
gonna say, Lynn, the one thing I noticed that you talked about was people saying they wanted to get in for like their 500 ride or something. So when I posted in BGM, like when they were gonna not do any live classes for that short little break when they were like getting ready, so many people commented like that. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in New York on this weekend. I hope I can get in." And I was like, I don't think that's how it's working, but I'm not gonna bust your bubble. But it's just funny because so many people had that same like thought process of like, I hope I can get in for a milestone on my birthday or something. I'm like,
I feel so
okay.
bad for them. Like,
Hey,
I
John,
hope for a
I know
measly
when your
shout
invite
out.
is coming.
Oh my
John,
goodness!
I know when your invite is coming.
I'm happy they didn't do that because that would have been offensive to me if I'm being real honest. If while I was communicating with them, they said, oh, by the way, you can come in on this date. I've been talking the same way for 4 or 5 decades. This is nothing new. So that would tell me they think I'm just trying to get an invite. I'd have been highly offended.
No. I was going to make a joke that they're going to invite you to the Barbara Streisand
Oh, snap.
artist series.
Oh.
That's what they were saving your invite for.
Oh, snap.
Barbara Streisand.
Oh, snap.
Is that a lay down meditation?
Well,
What's that meditation called where you lay
wait.
down?
That's where I was trying to go with that.
I got a button for that.
I was going to do the opposite. I said you should be offended if they like give you a list of hip hop classes. You should say to them, "I want to take Barbara Streisand."
That's funny. Let me bring some people in. What's going on, Jessica?
Hey, John, how's it going?
I'm doing good.
Good. I have to. I wanted to say that. Well, I guess I just want to rant on here for a minute. That I'm very, very upset about them actually doing 3 days of in studio and 4 days of not in studio. Now, I don't need anybody to try and change my mind or to argue with me about it. I just wanted to say that it's to me it's like it's just crazy. I don't understand it at all. And I also wanted to say that I took Leanne's premiere ride with the in-studio audience last night, and I really, really enjoyed it. I don't ride with her at all, but I really enjoyed it. Was glad I took it. I couldn't see the whole all the riders because they don't have mirrors in there, but they did swing around and show the riders. But anytime it was directly on her, obviously no mirrors. And I was thinking to myself, my God, I would take that if they would just give us 4 days of in-person rides. It's going to be pretty much impossible to ever get in there. And I'm telling you, this one really, really disappointed me. And one other thing, Danielle, I wanted to tell you because you brought up that you did the poll in Black Girl Magic. I happen to be scrolling in Facebook, and I am in the Hardcore on the Floor group. And someone had posted a picture of their email that showed that they were confirmed for a bike this coming Friday. And they posted about it. I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. Well, not less than 5 other people found that post and posted on there that they had gotten confirmed as well. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. And I didn't look to see what color their skin was or anything, but
Yeah, I mean,
I was
the
just really
numbers are definitely coming
surprised.
up.
What?
So the numbers are definitely coming up, at least in Black Girl Magic. Like I said, that's where I did it. I didn't look anywhere else. I didn't look to see what any other groups were doing or anything like that. I was just really curious to see, because we represent such a large population
Yes, yes,
and we are frequently shouted out all the time. We've had
yeah,
a fireside chat with John Foley for Just Us. Like, so
yeah.
we're like a huge group. So I
I
was really
know,
surprised that none of us, our admin who started the group, Courtney Snowden, had not been invited. Like, I'm not even for myself, like, because I'm
I
like a
know.
small little like fish in this BGM pond. But the
Well,
fact that like
that's what I'm
she hadn't been
saying.
invited and she knows a lot of them, on a personal level, was kind of shocking to me. And then just
Yeah,
to see how low the numbers were was
I
also
know.
shocking.
And this is why I brought that up, because it's like I couldn't believe how many people chimed in. I got one too. I got one too. I got one too. I was just really, really surprised and kind of taken aback. Maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was. So I wanted to tell you that. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
I
it
mean,
for
well, thanks
me.
for sharing. I'm like I said, I'm happy to see that the numbers are coming up in BGM, and I'm seeing more and more people responding and saying they got an invite, for this upcoming Friday. For, like I said, Tunde, Hannah, and Marcel are the ones I've seen so far. I actually think somebody told me they got one for the UK too. So it's, I guess it's trickling out. We'll see what happens.
Yep, yep. Let me bring in Megan. What's going on, Megan? You there, Megan? All right.
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't get off mute.
Oh, no worries.
And I totally forgot what I was coming up to say anyway, but I just want to echo what everybody else said about you speaking up and getting a response. And I too, though I would like for you to get an invite, was glad that that didn't happen. And I really wondered if they were going to do that, because then I was like, ugh, that would have been gross if they, thought, oh, like this is just an opportunity for you to request. Um, an invitation for yourself. So I'm glad that that didn't happen. Um, and I also just want to say I loved Cody and DJ John Michael's class.
Yeah, yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. A lot of people have been saying they like that class, and yeah, I'm glad they didn't do that too. That'd have been that wouldn't have been a good look. If anyone who knows me knows that wouldn't have been a good look. But anyways, hey Mike, what's going on? You there, Mike? All right, Mike probably just listening in. Let me grab Lavalis. What's going on, Lavalis?
Hey, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Well, John, you know how I feel because I was messaging you while Robin's class was going on, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" So we had an extensive like on his in his run, lift, and live, and also his personal page. People going back and forth with us about it. Um, and I was just like, okay, let me just watch the whole class because in her class, like they said, you could really see at least 6 riders. And every person that I saw did. Now I saw somebody with some Pride leggings on, but I didn't see anybody with any dark skin or Asian skin or anything like that. So I was like, okay, that's Robin's class. Let me try Adrian's class. Um, in his class, you could barely see people. You could just mainly see shadows. So I really couldn't say for sure there was no diversity. But if you want to go by the certain physical characteristics, it seemed to lack it. So that was kind of hurtful for me too, because when I came along in 2020, I joined right in January, but I didn't hear about BGM till like March. And I was like, oh my God, this is a big community of people that look like me that know what Peloton is. Because understand what Dan was saying. Although I didn't have a Peloton before then, I've been indoor cycling at the gyms, at the Y, outdoor cycling for years before Peloton became a thing. So yes, our demographics, we do indoor and outdoor, we do indoor cycling. So I was kind of disappointed because Peloton inspired me when they stepped up doing BLM and all the commitments that they made. That made me feel like this is the company that I need to invest in.
Yeah.
That's when I bought my stock. That's when I started going hard for Peloton, posting, buying all the stuff. And then that premiere class for the studio opened up. I'm like, what in the? Now I'm embarrassed to like all my family and friends because they're like, what happened?
Yeah,
You know?
I think they I really do. I really do think that you know who they were from 2013 to 2017, 18 you know, was born out of a necessity and who they felt was the best demographic for their product, and there was less diversity back then because you know there were business decisions being made that aligned to making it so that the minority community was not the focus. And I think John Foley and the team, for whatever reason, 2018 forward, tried to make it a focus. And then I think 2020, when things started to go down, I think it was very clear, you know, definitely this year, in you know Black History Month and other minority-based kind of celebrations, that they had kind of moved away from that. Like we already saw, we all knew that, we saw that, and so I'm good with all of that. I mean, they're making business decisions, right? They're out there figuring out what they think best aligns to you know allowing them to sell products. I'm all good with that from their business perspective. But then I got my own personal things, needs, and you know, so I just need to know that so I can figure out, you know, how much reverence do I want to apply to a product. And so I think you just saw the same thing I saw, and you know, posed the same question in your mind. That's where I'm at. Just not demeaning them. If that's the direction you want to go, or if that ends up being the direction based on your marketing plans, that's cool. But I just need to be able to. I'm going to be paying attention, right? That's
Exactly.
all. That's all. That's
Exactly.
all. That's
I'm
all
the
it was.
to step it up moving forward
That's all.
because like no, that's not gonna work. But also to address the questions, I think that when Danielle said she posted the poll to see how many people got invites in BGM, I did see that poll as well. I think it was, I want to say I saw about 6 people say they got invited from our group. And to also reference what Jessica said and Danielle said about Courtney, I felt the same way, Danielle. I expect at least Courtney to have gotten an invite because I'm like, what metrics are they using? Who are, you know, what did they use to decide who we're gonna send the invite to? If anything, you should have got some true enthusiasts because, like they said, those people in those classes was looking like robots. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Certainly, you know. But anyway, I
All right.
digress.
Cool. Well, I appreciate your
I know that
comments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say Dan said he has a story to tell before he gets off the stage.
Okay. What's up, Dan?
So so we'll need to hear his story.
Uh-oh.
And
What's the
for the
story?
record, Dan, I've been spinning since 2000, 2001. So because I had a knee injury. So I've been spinning for many years as a Black woman
Okay.
outside of Peloton.
What's the story, Dan?
Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you the story. And whatever, you guys know my background. I've been involved between Gatorade, Power Bar. I've been involved in endurance sports my whole life. So I'm pretty close to the audience, and you know, for 25 years, and the New York Marathon, etc. And the only Black representation has been, you know, African athletes. So you know, I come from it from an interesting perspective. But nevertheless, so more fun, Danielle, and more couldn't be more timely. I was just walking through a mall in Boston, and hopefully I don't have the bar here. I was walking through a mall in Boston, and the Fabletics store has hydros in them. So I stopped in my like business clothes just like an hour ago, and I sat down and I did a 10-minute workout, sweating like crazy on the rower. And I was just as this call was starting, I had never been on one before, and they just let you like work out in the store. They have a deal and a partnership with Fabletics. So I just did like my workout for today in the Fabletics store on the hydro rower, and I thought of you the whole time. I was like, Danielle's got to come here and work
Oh,
out every
wow.
day.
Oh, wow. Man.
So I don't know. There's a couple Fabletics stores. It's what's her name, Kate Hudson's brand. There's a couple. I didn't know they sold men's apparel. There's a couple of them up in Boston here, 3 or 4 stores, and yeah, they have a whole display. The rower. I was like, do you guys mind if I get on for a minute? I really want to see this. And they're like, no. And then I was like, do you mind if I do a workout? I rode for like 10 minutes. I'd never rode before, and yeah, like I was sweating like crazy through my work clothes and my nice shoes. But it was very cool. It was very
That's
cool. So I
hilarious.
just got off the rower.
It's a good workout though, right? It's
It was
a good
great.
full body
It was awesome
workout.
workout.
Yeah.
I like. I have like lots of questions, but I don't want to take us off the agenda. You know, strokes per minute. I was wondering, I was like 1,500, and there were 3,500 people. I couldn't tell if it was live. Like, I mean, not live, but it was recorded, but I couldn't tell if it was hooked up to Wi-Fi, if there were actually 3,500 people on just now. That's a lot of people. And it's a, you know, different platform than Peloton, maybe not as many classes, etc. But if it was, you know, if it was real time, I don't want to say live, then there were 3,500 people rowing when I was, which is a lot. So, no, it's totally, everything about it was new to me. I just happened to be going to the Apple store and I looked in there and I was like, is that a hydro? And then I just jumped on and did a 15-minute workout. So it was just kind of funny, just like right when I got on the phone here. So that was it. I thought of you the whole time. I was like, you got to run to your local mall, Danielle.
So this reminds me of like a post that came late in our group, right? About Connect the Watts posting that in a couple of different areas, like on Instagram, and I think he said on Twitter, that for some reason Peloton had removed some rower-based posts, which I then posted about in the group. It's like, well, why did they do that? What's the point in that? Or they just did it
to piss Danielle off?
just to piss off Danielle? Are they like changing their marketing? Is the rower going
Peloton
away?
lives to
What's
piss
up with
me
that?
off. I think Peloton's main goal right now is to piss me off.
That's what it was. They was like, look, we just gonna remove just these 2 posts, and then, you know, that's gonna get Danielle. But after so Connect the Watch, they were trying to like devise from it that it's possible that they've started to align to what Uncle Barry's thought all along was, which is they shouldn't be focusing on hardware anyway. They should only be focusing on content. And so they were trying to surmise that could be indicating that they've just like moved away from the rower. I don't know if that's really, I mean, that would
be such a waste of money though.
I mean, dang.
Wouldn't it though?
I mean, like, dang.
I mean, how much have they, I know that people are actively testing, right? So they have field testing people who are testing. They have employees who are testing the rower.
Right.
So how much money would they waste if they just decided to scrap this completely?
Wait, is there a button for this? There's got to be a button.
I mean, I don't know if I have a button for this one, but dang.
What are you?
I got one for that. I got one for that.
What kind of shit is that?
That's my button
there
for that.
You
go. Perfect. Exactly. What
John, I thought you were going to go rower.
I mean, I'm serious. That's what I thought when I saw it. I thought,
what kind of shit is that?
That's what I thought. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
It's just to keep the agenda item. It's just to keep the rower on the agenda. I think it's a giant conspiracy so that every week something happens with the rower, and then we end up having to talk about the rower just to either annoy Danielle or keep the rower fresh for Peloton.
Oh, so that's what it is.
Well, we know that we have Peloton people who listen in and who are in the group. So listen, I don't put anything past them. They're like, one more chance to annoy Danielle. Let's do it. We've only made 2 posts about the damn rower anyway. Let's just delete them.
Can I suggest to those Peloton people listening in that you should really take up a bar class, not the ones Hannah teaches, the ones Danielle does.
Oh, snap.
Damn!
I'm serious. Dang. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what to make about that whole rower thing. I'm hopeful that it's just happened to be that they, I don't know, saw something in that.
I don't know. All I know is Danielle is salty. Your prediction of May 7th is wrong, and Erica is getting her stepper in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, damn. Don't remind her. Okay, look, this is another thing. When I go to like the support.one Peloton site, where they have the rowing announcement, I'm about to read this verbatim. This is what it says on that site. It says, rowing announcement. On Friday, May 13th, during our Homecoming 2022 keynote, we announced we're bringing our best-in-class fitness experience to the rowing world. So that doesn't necessarily mean a device, right? We're bringing our experience to the rowing world.
Damn, that could be, they could have a class, but no actual rower.
That's
kind of like Apple Fitness.
When I read that, it's left really like, that's That's real vague right there. They left it real vague. I mean, they could just have a rowing class and that would cover the announcement.
But what happens to the rowers that people are testing? Like, can somebody give me a tester rower, please? Send me the test. Send me the test. Send me the tester.
I wish I had like snapshotted this page the day of homecoming because I don't know if it always said that, but
I
I
wonder
don't
if
know.
Pillow Buddy has the actual what it says on there. They still have the video on the Pillow Buddy link because I was talking to my girls about it and I was like, oh, somebody said maybe the reason they pulled the post down is because the rower is going to look different than what they showed. Like, there's going to be like some model changes to it or whatever. So they took it down. But when I went to Pillow Buddy and I clicked on the video on Pillow Buddy that showed the announcement from Adrian Williams, it's still available. So I don't know where his link goes from Pillow Buddy, if it goes actually to the Peloton Homecoming or if he had it saved somewhere else. But that video is still available of Adrian making the announcement of the rower. So
Pillow
maybe
Buddy.
on Pillow Buddy you could find the initial post.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over to Pillow Buddy and check that out. But he be having all kinds of links. I don't know. He got all the undercover links. Like I don't know.
Pillow Buddy is the CIA.
You know what I mean?
I'm convinced
And he's
he's CIA.
midnight. He's not here.
I'm trying to tell
He's
you.
out. He's out in the field doing undercover work.
That's why he ain't here. He's
He's
undercover
not
right
here.
now. That's what it is.
He has to be
He pops in
excused.
and poses as one of the 8 million instructors, and we don't even know it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What's going on, Marcos?
What's up, John?
Ain't nothing.
I haven't been here in a while, but I had to jump in for the rower because if they're
Oh
actually
boy.
pulling this damn rower out after all that hype, all that stuff,
Danielle's gonna have
Peloton's got to be the
flat out have a
dumbest
stroke.
company ever. Yeah, on top of that, Danielle might die on us, so we'll have to send help. But if they did all that for nothing, that's just nuts. We all know Peloton is downhill right now, but that's really going downhill.
That would be a bad look, right? It ain't just me, but that'd be a bad look, right? That's what I thought.
It would be such a bad look. But the thing that someone else said, and I was saying, as much as I want a Peloton rower, I kind of think they almost missed the boat, pun intended. It's taken them so long to do anything with this. To release it, the rower should have been released before the regular tread. The rower should have been released before the Bike Plus. You should have put that third piece of equipment out before you did any of the other stuff. In my opinion.
My mind just goes to, is it even worth it? Right? We know that Hydro has, if I remember right, a couple 100,000 subs. It's like a drop in the bucket. I don't know if that means that's the overall addressable market. I don't know. I just know that they're like the leader and they barely got any subscribers if you compare it to like a Peloton with 3 million. So if they're putting out a rower to get 200,000 people and now they got to support these things and manufacture these things, and I don't know, is it worth it? That's where my mind starts going to, and which is why I keep going to, is Uncle Barry thinking?
Oh no, let Danielle have
Yeah,
to
the other thing is, Danielle was just saying that some people posted oh, maybe the design's going to change. What did we actually see? The only thing I saw was a bunch of Asian muscles and a little rope being pulled back. I don't know what else everybody else saw. I don't know what they're trying to hide.
It was all dark. It was in the shadows.
Yeah, it was like a shadow with a red rope,
I couldn't even confirm to you that Peloton P was a P. It could have been an F. I don't know.
That's right.
I took a still shot from the Pillow Buddy video. I'll post it in the group that you can see it pretty clearly. You can't. There's no P on there though. You can't see the P.
See,
but it's black and red and so. Honestly, it's still very vague. It could be anything, but but I will post the still shot that I grabbed because I sent it. Because when our friend was like, they have the specs out there, and I was like, no, but you can kind of see it from this video with Adrian. So I will post it. And the only thing I will say about them surpassing Hydro Row is that Peloton people are fanatics. So while Hydro Row only has the rower and they've got a small group of people who are into it, You got Peloton people who are crazy. Whereas like if Peloton releases it, they have to have it. It's so many people I know have the guide, they have the bike, they have the tread, and it's because Peloton released it. So I think that that's where they have the edge in the rower situation. If they actually release a rower,
Yeah.
is that they have such a fanatical fan base already that it's like, if they build it, we will buy it, is basically how it works for them. So I think that gives them a leg up on
Coco,
Hydro Row.
Nicole
Yeah,
said
especially if
she said Nicole said she wasn't sure if there was a P on there because that's not what she was looking at.
Nicole is a pervert, so we're just going to leave it at that. She's also the person who goes to the studio with no pants on. So that tells you all you need to know
in the
about
least
Nicole.
tights at home. Oh, Nicole's coming up. She's gonna defend herself. Hold on, here we go.
She about to defend
Don't
herself.
let her up on the stage.
Defense.
I got you, Coco. What's up? Oh no, now she's muted.
Okay, so hi family, I missed you so much. It was one time, Danielle, I had pants on, but the lighting made it look like I didn't. However,
I call bullshit.
Jess said in her class last week or the week before that I forget which song was on, and she said if we play a listening game, that you take something about taking your shirt off, and she said that I had to keep my shirt on. I definitely will not keep my shirt on during the first class that I take in
Good. She
studio.
told you to come to the studio with clothes on. She said, Nicole, Coco Loco, keep your clothes on when you come to the studio.
And as I say, every class that I take with Jess, she is not the boss of me, and I will do what I want to do.
Rumor has it Nicole was in Alex's gym bag stealing his tights so that he would wear tights under his shorts.
Listen, I serve the people. I'm here to serve the people.
Hello Buddy reported it.
If Pillow Buddy reported it, that means it's facts, right? I
Hello
mean,
Buddy reported Nicole stole Alex Toussaint's tights.
okay, so that must be facts then. Okay, that's funny. Well, okay, well that's cool. I guess we can move on to the next topic. Actually, the next topic was supposed.
We killed a few topics. I feel like.
Yeah, the I kind of skipped over the weekend at the studio thing. Like, I don't know if.
Well, it's kind of all tied in. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about is if they're going to stick to the weekend kind of schedule of having a live audience. Are they going to start to, kind of rotate the instructors? Because I know right now, there's certain people who teach every Friday, Saturday. So in order to kind of give everyone a chance to kind of have a class with a live audience, are we going to see changes in the schedule?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah. How would they do that?
I think we are, though, because Tunde doesn't usually teach Friday evenings, does she? Like, she's teaching this Friday at like 5 something. That's usually Robin's slot.
Mm.
She does sometimes. I've seen her on Friday afternoon, but maybe she's replacing Robin.
Yeah, because I feel like Robin teaches at 5 and 5:30 on Fridays. And this past Friday, she taught at 8 o'clock in the morning. And now this upcoming Friday, Tunde is teaching, I think, at 5:45 or 5:30. This is all, I'm giving all East Coast times. So I think that's a switch up.
But I get the question though. I mean, they got 874 million instructors. I mean, they gotta
Yeah, that's true.
how you gonna get everybody so that they, you know, the, a weekend or some weekend in a month or in some scheduled sequence has a class that someone can attend. Or maybe that's not their objective. Maybe there are people that don't want to be teaching classes with people in them. Like, I don't know. But
And that's only for June and July, though, right? And then August it extends, right?
no, the what, and this is all from Pello Buddy, so we need him here to validate it. But basically, he's saying that Peloton is saying that post once they fully open, that's going to be the schedule. So once they fully open, they will only have riders on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And I know, I think it was in your group, like a lot of people, I think it was maybe Jackie who kind of commented too, for people who live out of town, to travel on a weekend, certainly, it costs more than it does than to travel in, on a weekday. Hotel rooms are more expensive, flights are more expensive. I mean, I feel like I take it for granted because I live right here, but for people who are trying to come in and plan this as a trip, for it to be a weekend only, I mean, it's a significant more expense.
Yeah.
I'm
So
curious why they're only going to keep it on the 3-day weekend. Like, why it isn't going to, like, what's the reasoning behind just doing those 3 days?
They're just trying to lower the stock even more.
Yeah, I mean, why they're losing that money they're losing that money. It just blows my mind. I don't get it. And also, if they're going to keep the schedule the way it is, no one's going to be there. I mean, no one from anywhere else but New York's going to be there.
Well,
But
we don't
so
know
I
they're
was just
losing
going to say, for
money.
anyone who's coming in for the weekend, right now, as long as it's invite only, you don't have to pay to take that class, right? Like, the class is free.
No, but I mean, for people who are traveling, like travel accommodations are
No,
higher,
no, no.
like on
I
a Friday
understand that,
through
but
Sunday.
what I'm thinking is that when they extend it, then that increases their cost, right? So every time they have people in the building, that increases their cost, right? Versus when they
Right.
have an empty studio. So
No,
if they're
that,
not
yeah.
charging for people to be in the studio, they can't incur that additional cost 7 days a week.
Right. That's what I was like, some people say, well, they probably make so much money, charging the $40 per class. But actually, I think when you add up, the additional staff, the cleaning crews,
right.
the reception staff, it probably, they probably save money by closing it to audience members.
Yeah. Maybe that's their reasoning.
Did
I don't
That
did
know.
it
does make
not seem as
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jessica.
did it not seem as though it was so Pillow Buddy posted, so there was like a ton of pushback immediately after the live classes
Mm-hmm.
and Robin's, and then even more so after Cody's and Leanne's and the strength classes. But then, and they posted that from there on out it was going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they posted, this is new updated information, it's only going to be Friday and Saturday. To me, that seemed responsive to the pushback. However, someone brought up earlier the Leanne class out of London, because they don't have the mirrors. It's not nearly as, potentially distracting or, jarring to people who hadn't had a class with someone in the room. So, whether maybe it's financial, but if it is in response to the idea that the audience did not love seeing very bored people in the front row, one, change the people in the front row, and two, the mirror potentially is an adjustment. Like, so
Yeah. Don't have the mirror there.
That's
Yep.
a good point, Lynn, because a lot of people, I was shocked at how many people were like annoyed that they were going to have people in the audience.
I wasn't. We've
And
been hearing that a long time, right?
I know, but I guess because I came at a time where there was people in the audience and then there
Right.
weren't people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really give a shit one way or the other.
Right. Yep.
Like I told you guys, like people who were annoyed by Brad, I never noticed Brad until someone else pointed him out to me, and I was like, oh, like how are you paying attention to someone dancing in the front row? Are you riding? Like, cause I'm pedaling. I ain't got time to be looking at Brad dancing
Exactly.
and singing. Like I'm trying not to die. Like
I mean, what are you doing if you are spending your whole time paying attention to all the people who are bopping up and down?
clearly not following the cues that the instructors are calling out, because Brad will ride a lot with Allie, and Allie is like no joke, and they'd be on like Tabata rides, and I'm like, how do you even know he's there? I'm like, all I see is Jesus on her Tabata rides. I don't see Brad. Like what are y'all talking about? So I mean, I'm not annoyed by the people that were there, but a lot of people were. So that could be
Yeah.
a potential reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
but
know
if
what.
that's the reason, hopefully, I mean, there are better solutions. I
Right.
mean, the Cody's class was super lit, so Robin seemed not nearly as much, maybe. And maybe that was just because of the live DJ and the two special guests in that class. But I mean, the mirror is one thing. It is like, I've taken a lot of the classes pre-pandemic, and it for whatever reason wasn't maybe as distracting. Maybe it was because I've gotten so used to taking all the recent ones. You know, I'm I'm trying to avoid those Tabata classes and Jesus in them. So, when I'm seeing the recent classes this weekend, it was mostly jarring that it felt like the people I was quote unquote riding with didn't think the joke about what Cody and DJ John Michael had just said, which was incredibly inappropriate, like wasn't hysterical. Like I was laughing so hard that I was trying to focus on staying on my bike, and the guy,
Not.
people in the front row literally look like they're sitting at a business meeting. It was
Now
just
I got
weird.
it.
It was
Now I
the
got to take that class.
juxtaposition.
Now I got to take that class. Yeah, because I
I just want
John,
to
you
say
did, because you tell us
I
you're going to
almost
take a
fell
lot of
off my
classes.
bike
I
over
do.
that
You're right.
joke. It was so inappropriate.
It
I
was
hardly ever ride with
It
Cody,
was
but now I need to take
dirty.
this ride.
It
it
was
was
so
dirty.
dirty. I
I
loved
love
it.
that you know what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
I
It was
do. Yep.
so funny.
Yep, because
Wait a minute, I took
my
that
mouth
ride. What was it? I
my
missed
mouth
it.
fell open and I was just like, "Oh, I almost expected like a 5 second delay or something on the TV or something like that." And then I was like, "Oh no, that's not going to happen. This is just what happens."
If
For it
someone
not to go
doesn't
on
say what this
demand.
joke is, come on.
Did it go
I
on
know, and
demand?
I
Oh yeah,
took
it
the
did. I saw it. That's
class.
right. It's out there.
Somebody type it in the chat what it was, or if you don't want to say it out loud.
Someone to
But
say it out loud and say it proud. If they're not going to be exciting in the studio, let's bring the jokes here.
well, I took the class, but I don't remember what it was.
Clearly, Tammy, you were not paying attention to what was
Oh,
happening.
shut the fuck up.
She was riding. She was because she was focused, right?
You know why none of us heard it? Because we were paying attention to the instructors and doing what we do. We ride.
That's
Not
right.
Tammy. Tammy was on Amazon trying to find her ring light to buy.
I was sending you one for your birthday. I heard you needed another one.
That's all right. I was sending you a poll.
You know what? You probably do have like a birthday wish list because you're that type of chick. I bet you
I
do have
do.
absolutely a fucking wish list.
I've talked about this. I have a wish list. It's for
Oh.
every holiday and every gift giving season.
Well,
And I
then you better get
updated
ready
as
for
things
4th
are
of
taken off
July.
of it. But 4th of July isn't a gift giving season. The next one is our
Well, in your
anniversary.
house, it sounds like it might be.
The next one is our anniversary, not until August. So he has time.
He don't have that
Hey,
much time.
what does anybody think about the possibility that they're going to slowly make it no in studio riders?
I think this is. I'm thinking that this. It's possible that this is just. They did a soft opening. I think they're then going to launch, but I think that is still going to be a form of soft opening, right? Like right now they're just doing Fridays, and now with the full their so-called full opening is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which in my mind is just another way of slow walking into what they want to do. Like I think it's possible that you give that time and then they start doing
Oh,
mid-week ride during the week. I think it's possible that happens, right? So we'll see.
okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah, we'll see. That's I don't know have any insight, but I'm thinking that's possible. That's all this is, you know. But we will see. All right, let me walk to the next one because we only got through what 3? I think we did 3 in an hour.
I'm
Oh,
surprised we made it through
we
3.
did 3. Well, this one might go quick. I mean, 'cause I don't know what else to say with this one. I mean, the Peloton stock hits an all-time low. I mean, I don't know what to think about this. Is it just a buying opportunity? So we should all just be looking to buy some stock at $9 a share, or is this telling of something else? Like, are people freaking out? People freaking out?
I
I
mean,
guess
didn't all
but
the
I think
stocks
it's been
drop?
dramatic.
Like, didn't everything drop though today? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
really
it
follow
was
the stock market, so I don't know. But I thought I saw that like literally everything took a dive.
yeah. I mean,
yes.
ultimately, I mean, there's issues with the economy, of course, and inflation, and so it's not just Peloton. There's a broader thing happening with the markets. So that's the counter kind of thought that that's happening, but it's broader, and everybody should just hang tight. But it's still kind of wild to watch, right? So, but I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Means no guacamole for you because guac is always extra.
Ooh, at $9 a share, I almost wore my ramen noodle sweatshirt today. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I don't know if
Tell me
anybody.
when it gets to the bottom so that we can buy more.
Yeah, I don't think it's at the bottom, but who knows? But wow, every day I check, and every day I'm like, wow, I can't get no lower, right? And then I'm like, wow, the next morning.
Okay, that's your first mistake right there. Stop saying it can't get any lower.
I can't get any lower
Because
than
you're
that,
screwing
right?
us, John.
Wow.
John, you're screwing us with that phrase. It's like anytime I say something to Paul where like I'm waiting for him to do something and he won't do it. So I'm like, how hard could it be? I'll do it myself. And then I break some shit.
Right.
So like don't say it can't get any lower because it's just gonna keep going lower.
All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. I ain't gonna say that then. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. 'Cause that's freaking me out. But okay, I'm gonna leave that one alone unless you guys have other comments on it. I'll move on because that'll mean we got through four topics. The next one, well, I guess it kind of aligns to this. And maybe we answered this question already, so maybe I can say I got through 5. When I started looking at that, like you go into like my group and other group, and you hear when you start looking at the stock, and you hear everybody talk about, oh, this is hurting my heart to watch this. I'm such a big fan of Peloton, or Peloton has been so instrumental for me in getting me into better health, and you keep hearing this like positive sentiment about the community or about the product or about individual health. Yet the markets, don't reflect what you commonly hear from a sentiment perspective. So that was the fifth thing I had on the list. But maybe we just answered that. Like if the idea is that it's just a broader market thing, and thus there is nothing that's changed about people's thoughts around Peloton or its benefits. It's just a market thing and it'll come back around, and maybe that's the answer. But I don't know. I was wondering about that. Like with all the different players now, has that also affected them? Like there's 1 million connected fitness players now, right? I keep hearing all the people in my group. I got a Tonal. I got a Tempo. I'm trying iFit now. I got this. I got that. Like it's not just. It used to be. I talked to a lot of people. They were just all Peloton. Now everybody has something else, right?
For me, if you're in, I mean, you're clearly business related, but I joined Peloton when I was pregnant, so I'm in the Peloton Moms and Prego group, and it literally was the only pregnancy group that I joined. Oh, is my connection okay?
Yeah, we heard.
Yep, okay. It, I'm in the like Peloton book club, the moms group, I just got the tread, so the tread group, like everyone there is proceeding life as normal. They're not like, every once in a while someone will be like, hey, my so-and-so said I should be worried about the stock of Peloton or something. And then everyone's like, I mean, I'm worried about my calorie intake for the day, or my, what my kid's eating, or why my kids are a tantrum. It's, I'm the beating a dead horse on this one, but it's, the community. I don't think for the average Peloton user, the idea of listening to a podcast or talking about the stock is that important. I think it is important, but I do think that what Peloton has is different.
Yeah.
Anyone I know with all the other devices isn't regularly saying, oh, I was talking to my, iFit mom group and they recommended blank. Like I think there's a different level of cultish around here.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you're right. And yeah, it probably doesn't cross over. I mean, these things are probably two distinct things, and you're probably right. But I thought I'd pose it in case somebody thought that the intrigue around connected fitness and how it's grown may have an impact. Maybe not. But yeah, I agree with you. Like around Peloton, it's always been much more of a community, a little more cultish, very deep in support. That's of the members in the community. It's always been that way. It's never really changed, right? Even through all these ups and downs, it's never really changed. Cool.
We're on a Clubhouse talking about it, for goodness sakes.
Exactly. Cool, I'll move past that one. Okay, this next one, you guys are going to have to help me with because I don't know anything about this. It's about boxing boot camps, right? I keep hearing people in my group go, I took this boxing boot camp class and it was off the chain. And then
you should know something about it because Danielle assigned it to you like 2 weeks ago.
I ain't taking that yet. I don't know
What the
What are
hell
you
nothing.
are you
waiting
waiting
for?
for? I
The list
mean,
is getting
come on.
longer.
I know. I took one of the 3 classes I had left this week. Still got 2 more. But so I'm
And for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, every time you guys leave us a review, I assign John a class to take. So please go on to Apple Podcasts and review the podcast. Give us a great review or whatever you think, whatever. I mean, but we're great, so it's going to be great anyway. But and then I can assign John another class.
oh Lord.
His list is building.
Oh, and we
I've
skipped that
decided
one.
I'm gonna start assigning John classes too, but mine are gonna have a completely different focus. I'm gonna assign you the healthy back yoga classes
Oh
with
Lord.
Kira and Kristen. Like I'm gonna prescribe you the ones you need, and Danielle's gonna prescribe you the ones that will
You
kill
don't
you.
want. Yeah.
I'm scared of all of these
I've done
classes.
really well.
I'm scared of all of these classes. Although the one I did today was pretty cool. And I skipped that. I'll have to go back and talk about that. But yeah, I like the one today that Danielle assigned me. But boxing boot camps. Okay, so if you look at every time the topic comes up, like it'll just kind of off of some other discussion coincidentally come up, and then all of a sudden I'll see 2 or 3 people go, I love the boxing boot camp, I love the boxing boot camp, and then I won't hear about it again for another week. So now I'm not sure, is it all hype, or are they really hitting like that? Is it just a few people that think they cool? Like, I don't
I
know.
think I've taken them. I think they're good. I enjoy them. I like them. It's kind of weird because the ones I've done has been all boxing, and then the strength part has been at the end.
Okay.
So it's not. I thought it was kind of going to be mixed in. Although I've taken like 2, maybe 3, and I don't remember the other ones. But the one was like everything was at the end. But they've now added them to the live Sunday schedule.
Okay.
So they've got boxing boot camps live on Sundays now, at least for the next 2 weeks. I guess is as far as the schedule goes out. Maybe 3. So if you guys are looking for them live, check it out because it's definitely for the next 2 weeks. I don't know if they've gone out for the 3rd week of yeah. They may only be 2 weeks out, but which is nice because they haven't had a whole lot of live boxing classes.
Right.
So the fact that they've got the boxing boot camps live on Sundays, I think it's at 1 p.m. East Coast time.
All
Don't
right.
hold me to it, but go check them out.
I mean, I'm still kind of thinking it's like the people who take them tend to love them, but the group the size of that group may not be all that large. That's what the impression I'm getting. No?
It's probably not
John,
that. I don't think that many people who take boxing is that large, though. I don't feel like there's a ton of people who are even doing the shadow boxing classes,
Yeah.
which is why the rate at which they drop the on-demand classes is so slow. Because I don't know that they've got a huge fan base.
Yeah. That's the
John,
impression I'm getting.
I just signed up for Selena this Sunday. Get on there and sign up,
For
and we'll take
Sunday?
it. Yep.
What time?
Well, it's 10 o'clock for me, so 1 o'clock for you.
Oh, I probably can't do it.
Okay.
For one,
I
because
tried. And
I got my lecture at 4, so I'll already be over there
oh
setting up.
gosh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I have to take it on demand or something. But I'd have loved to take it with you. That'd have been cool.
How
But
about you take the one that you're supposed to take already? The one that Danielle gave you.
That's a good place to start.
that's where I should start, right?
And actually, I wanted to take that class too. I've had that one bookmarked. So let me know when you take it. Or actually, I'll let you know when I'm taking it, and then I'll make you take it.
Okay, all right. That'll work. I like that idea. All right, cool.
John, I want to hear about your Logan class.
I still haven't done Logan's class.
Either.
I've only done one class this week that was on my list of classes. And that is Danielle assigned me an Ali Love Tabata
Wait, that
class.
was last week.
No,
You're talking 2 weeks in a row.
No, you're talking about that 15-minute and then that other. No, she gave me another one. She gave me a 30-minute Ali Love Tabata when she was doing it from home.
Oh, that's my milestone. Sorry, my kid called me on the phone, so I dropped out. I thought he needed something important, but he needed to tell me he saw a deer that walked up to him.
Maybe he was looking for the cow.
He was looking for the llama and he found a deer.
Dang, deers and cows and llamas. Dang.
Okay, so that honestly, that 30, anyone who's in BGM will know that we have done this Tabata ride on the swarm schedule several times now. It's the hardest 30-minute Tabata on the platform. It's ranked the hardest on the platform. I'm not going to lie. It sucks, but
What
it's
date?
awesome.
What date?
I think it's June the 13th from 2020, maybe.
Yeah, I
I think
have
they
to
were
look.
doing this when they were doing it live from home. It's only 30 minutes. So if you filter by 30 minutes intervals and you sort by hardest, it should be at the top. Because I think it's rated like a 9.2 or something.
That's how Danielle picks all her classes. Sort to
That is how I
hardest.
pick my classes. That
I
I
ain't
always sort by
never
hardest.
used a sort by difficulty ever, and that's
I always use it. That is literally how I
good
pick the
gooly
swarm
goo.
schedule every single week, and everyone at BGM knows this. They know. They just know. That's just what I do.
I
That's
was
who I am.
literally thinking those were criteria that I have never entered into my Peloton.
Right, I ain't never
What did
used
you
that.
say? BGM is 13,000 women.
No,
32,000.
Oh, I'm
32.
sorry, 32,000 women
Yeah,
all
let's
hate
not mess that
Danielle.
number up.
So
They adore me. Listen, the admin is on here. Courtney's on here somewhere. I saw her. They love me. They might think I'm crazy, but
Oh,
but they love
Danielle,
me.
Danielle is the master torturer, guys. You know
no,
how
I
are you
know.
saying
I sweated through my Saturday 60 with her in my neon pink pants and sneakers because not only was there a prescribed class to take, there was a prescribed wardrobe that you needed to adhere to.
man,
Okay, but listen, the wardrobe was not. Someone said to me, "What color should we wear for your birthday?" And I was like,
For my
"Oh,
at-home workout where no one will see me.
listen." Someone asked the question. One of my friends asked, so I said, "Oh, well, if you're gonna ask the question, then wear neon because I like bright colors, preferably Volt yellow, but any neon color will do." And all of you guys showed up, and I loved it. It was so amazing. So
yeah,
thank you
I
again.
showed up, and I kind of did the class. I showed up.
You did 30 minutes. You did
You
30
did a co-op with Jasmine. Let's not sugarcoat that shit.
I mean, I did the running parts, and Jasmine did the lifting parts. That worked.
Jasmine did the hard parts.
Yeah, yeah, that made it work. Oh, by the way, I found that.
Although that 10% run was hard.
Yeah,
That 10% run was crazy.
by the way, I found that at Alley Love class you had me take. I looked up the classes I had taken, and that class was from June 9th of 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, and it
I
was
knew it was
hard.
June something. I remembered it being close to my birthday, but not on my birthday.
Yeah,
it's 9.6
yeah, it was.
Oh,
difficulty?
there you go. 9.6. See,
Yeah.
I'm only off a little bit. I thought it was 9.2. But
Hey,
And I bookmarked it if anybody wants to ride.
let me bring Donna in. Hi, Donna. How are you? Let's see.
Here I am.
Hey,
Okay, how are you?
doing good.
Um, I actually was like listening to you guys, but I'm doing a Tunde 10-minute. I'm doing arm challenge on Facebook, an
Mm-hmm.
arm, and so I was like doing that while I was listening to you guys. It was kind of so I didn't get to hear everything that you said, but I'll tell you why I started. Well, I started Peloton before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I hammered my husband to get me. I'm new here, so don't mind if I
Oh, no worries.
chatter. You can tell me off. So my husband, I took him about 2 years to get me a Peloton. He got it December 2019.
Yeah.
So we all know what happened afterwards. So Peloton has like been my lifesaver, and I've had a 133 week streak. I just haven't been off of it.
Right.
So, but I also do the Power Zone charge on challenges on Facebook. Have you guys seen those?
Yeah. A lot of people do those.
Yeah, I do that. That's my favorite. So I do those, but I'm kind of in between challenges right now because I'm traveling a lot this summer. So I'm doing the arm challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm doing the arm challenge is in 2018, I fell in the middle of the street and broke my left knee and my right elbow.
Ooh.
So my elbow was the thing that never came back to full strength. My leg did.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me try this because I was in the hospital for about a month. I couldn't walk or anything. So I was like, let's try this. I am like kicking ass right now. I'm feeling really good about it,
That's
even though it's
awesome.
lightweights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tunde is my girl.
Tunde's awesome. And yeah, and you
I
hear
want
it.
her arms.
Yeah, you hear that. I hear that a lot, and a lot of people take those Tunde's arms, and yeah, that's some good stuff. She's amazing. So
Hey Donna,
Yes.
what do you think about having the writers in studio on Rise?
Oh, are they starting? I haven't seen, I don't
Oh,
do live ones. So you have to bear with me. I do all the classes.
yeah,
okay. Well, they're all OD now, so
you'll probably
uh,
start seeing them. They're doing them
yeah.
every
Okay.
Friday
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Well,
How
cool.
much is it, a full class or is it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that it's all invite, so they're like bringing in members, and some people in there are employees, and some are the media. But yeah, they're bringing people into the studios during the classes. Only Fridays for now, and then they'll start back.
The
They'll
startup. Yeah.
start
I
up
heard
doing
you
more
guys
later.
saying some people seem distracted by it.
Yeah,
Did I hear that right?
yeah, and I think we kind of knew that was going to happen. We'd been hearing that for a while, that some folks just don't want to see, that activity in the mirror behind the instructor. So some folks don't really like that, but it's preference.
Well, I'm also, you know what? I actually have I haven't done anything in a while, but I have a um, Clubhouse Pelo vegan group, which I used to meet just because I was bored and it didn't really take off. But I'm in the Pelo vegan group um, on Facebook as well. There's a lot of people in there. I was surprised. There's like 10,000 people in that group.
Yeah, that's the great thing I think about Peloton in general, is that there are a lot of these groups that kind of align to other personal aspects of lives and Peloton. I think that's a wonderful thing. But welcome. I'm glad you came in and are and participating in our session as well. That's awesome.
And I'm healing. That's the most important thing. My arm has never felt better.
And oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad Tunde's
Yeah.
classes are working well for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I should send her a note or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Tell her
she'd
my
love it.
story.
Hey Brian, how's it going? You out there, Brian?
Yes, I'm here. It's going well. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Yeah, I was just popping in
Okay.
for uh, I guess the tail end of the room.
Yeah.
Um, so,
Okay.
um, but just as a little bit of a refresher, I guess. I do not actively use Peloton, but I do have a lot of respect and I and and I'm a fan for those who do use Peloton, because I think that whatever works for people is great. So
Yeah.
I think that that's pretty good. Um, as far as the wellness check-in goes, I've been doing overall good since the last time I was in this room, and I actually did recently buy another dumbbell, a 50-pounder. I bought two 40-pounders back in the fall, and it was a way of helping me level up with my workouts and just leveling up in life in general. So that's been really good for me, and yeah, and then mentally I'm doing okay. Um, uh, I have my challenges here and there, but it's like anybody else. We all do,
That no
and
doubt. That's right.
yeah. So
Well, I appreciate you coming through, Brian. I mean, and yeah, that's common with a lot of folks in the group. Like, not everybody is a Peloton rider that's in here having conversations with us, on these nightly sessions. Some folks use other products, and I, for years, all I had was, all I did and worked very well for me was, a few sets of dumbbells. So I can appreciate that. So I'm glad that's working well for you, And like you said, I know we all have our own challenges we're battling through. But yeah, definitely come through and hang out with us. I appreciate you coming through tonight.
Hey, Brian, it's Dan. Just want to say a quick hello. I was on for your 500th follower, I think, and I hadn't seen you in a while. So welcome. It's good to see you again.
Hey Dan, great to see you as well. It's amazing how I've still continued to be on because there were a lot of people who were really going hard on this app last year who have now been taking an indefinite break from the platform, and luckily I never burned out because I had other things going on in my day and couldn't be on it 24/7, and it was pretty healthy in that sense. And yeah, thank you, Dan. It's incredible. I've continued to grow with this app. It's helped me, and and this month marks 15 years since my fitness journey unofficially started, and the journey to showing what this man with autism can do uh, started with in terms of fitness. So I'm really proud of myself for everything that I've been through in the past 15
Congratulations.
years.
Yeah, that's
Thank you,
awesome, Brian.
Jessica.
It's awesome, Brian.
I can relate
Thanks,
to that.
Dan.
That's I've folks close to me in that same in that same position. So actually, extremely close to me. So I've got you. I'm with you. So I appreciate you sharing, Brian.
Holy
Congrats,
shit.
Brian.
Excuse me, John. Brian, I was on, I think, with Kids Gastro Doc and Leah, whatever it is, for your 500th follower. And I just went and you have like 4,000 now.
Dang.
You're unbelievable. You're famous.
That's
So
right.
I figured you had like 600 now. Like I was on that 500th party and you have like 4,000 followers. So you are an inspiration, not because you're followers, but because of everything you do. And it's great to see you again.
Cool. Hey, Janetta.
Janetta,
Janetta, what's happening?
I got
what's for dinner? What are we
You
cooking?
cooking right now,
yes,
What's
Janetta?
up, Putas?
goodness. Listen, I'm driving really fast. I'm almost home. My like 20 seconds. Reception was horrible, so I didn't want to just jump in.
Yeah.
How is everybody doing? It looks like everybody's doing amazing.
Yes. We're all good.
You,
We missed
How's
you.
but
your
I don't know.
marathon training
I
going?
don't know. Yeah. Oh my God. Holy
This bitch
shit! I
is
need to
training
take
for not one but two marathons because one's
two
not
of
enough.
them.
Dang.
Yes, I mean, I think I don't know what I was drinking when I decided to do that,
I don't know, but it was
but
probably
Stock
really
up
good, I
right.
guess.
I think I was on something when I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do two marathons back to back." Hell
Yeah,
yeah! Now
Janetta's
I'm
touching the
fucking
tequila.
I don't know.
yeah. No, now I cannot even fucking drink tequila. The hell is
Yanira, I have missed you so much. I'm so happy to hear your voice.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't know. I didn't know until like last week that the time had changed. That now is not my cleaning Saturday anymore. That you guys doing this shit on Tuesday when I'm still at work. This is
Oh.
not. This is not. Is this shit gonna be forever?
No,
This timing?
in the summer months, people, it seemed like the schedules were all messed up. Like on the weekend, people were busy. So just for the summer, we decided to go to Thursdays. This week, it's only on Tuesday because we couldn't do Thursday. Our schedules didn't line up. But it's gonna be
Oh,
Thursday
so
for the summer.
oh, okay. So it's not even on Tuesday. It's gonna be Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so good to know because I just been missing everything, but I can even comment on whatever you guys were talking about because I don't know what you were talking about before. So
What you think
and I
about
cannot
the?
read 2,000 messages you guys been writing like fuckers there. What the hell? You
What
guys write too fast too. You guys Americans, you guys are too fast.
you talk about in the
You see
chat?
that? On the chat, I tried to see what was going on, and I'm like, oh hell no, let me get in my car and just get home.
Yeah, you know the chat's off the chain. They got like 600 messages in there. Yeah, they off the chain.
I know. Anyway, okay, keep going. I'm here at home now, so I can talk to shit with you to you guys.
I'm interested. I'm interested in your take on the studio opening and the rides. Did you see any of them?
I I did I no. I don't think the first day they did it. I didn't even know that they were having people live there.
Yeah.
And I think that day, like, Adrian did a run. I didn't know a fucking run was going on. I think it was really early here,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
that's
didn't.
right.
Yeah, so I didn't get to take that. And then did I do any of the bike classes? No, with Cody, I just went in and give some high fives, but I didn't really take the class.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah. You're right. I hadn't thought about
I
that. Yeah, those are like Robin's class. That would have. Yeah, that would have. What time would have that have been in California?
5
well,
a.m.,
believe
right?
it,
Yeah.
I think 5 a.m.
no, it's not our time, and it seems like whatever they do is like, come on, think about us a little bit. Not everybody is Jessica Menardi. Is Jessica here? I don't see the bitch here, but not everybody. And I only can call her bitch because she's my sister. Okay, don't you be calling
She's
her
not
bitch.
here.
But I can call
I
her
can
bitch,
call
and I
her a
won't
bitch.
tell her Jessica. I call her bitch. So only Jessica Menardi gets up at 4 a.m. to work out. So they're doing all the classes for Jessica. So that way, like, we have to start getting up at 3 a.m. to take. Like my girl, Camila. She teaches Monday at freaking my. I gotta get out of here. Mondays at 3 a.m. Can
You,
you believe that shit?
I know that don't make no sense. You know what? You know, and Jessica Minardi got the nerve to like be working out at 4 a.m. and record the whole thing. Like I'm gonna be all. I gotta feel worse about myself now. You working out?
I know, shaming us. She just is shaming us. What's wrong with her? Anyway, but no,
And she looks good doing it. Like, she
Okay.
doesn't just film it and look like shit. Like, she looks good doing it.
Right?
Like,
For real,
really,
she looks
girl?
like she's
Bye.
been up for hours when
Right.
she's
She's
doing
all
it. I'm like,
awake.
what the
She
hell?
all awake. Yeah. That's
no.
all.
By the time I get up, she has done like 10 classes.
You know, on Danielle's birthday, that wasn't actually her birthday. Like she told us to take a class on, and I thought it was her birthday. I saw it in her stories, and so then I said, okay, I'm gonna take it, but it wasn't really her birthday. But anyways, I'm laying in bed, and then I'm laying and I'm thinking, should I get up? And then I get a text from like Tammy or somebody. I can't remember who it was. Are we doing the class? And so I jumped up and ran down there, crust all in my eyes, barely made it to the class. And she had us on some crazy Alley Love ride, and all early in the morning. And then it turns out it wasn't even her birthday. That's what Danielle does to us. She's like Jessica Minardi.
She tricked you. I don't know, Danielle. Do you have a job or that's your job?
I have a job. Listen, Puta, I have a job.
Oh my God! No, what is my take on the Peloton stuff? The live classes, only 1 day a week,
Yeah.
and I don't know who the hell those people are. I mean, like they should have done it this way. Like, okay, who in the hell they can see who loves who
Right.
by the amount of classes they take of one instructor.
Yeah.
It's like Robin is teaching. Let me see how many people taking like 10,000 classes of Robin. These people post all the time about Robin. These and mail them like, hey, can you show up on Friday? Can you be here? Like a list of people. Send them all invite. Okay, I'm gonna be there. Like the same for my Jessica King and my Jess Sims and my Marcel and Brad and Camila. Oh, all of them. Like send me an invite. Them motherfuckers, they know that I love all those people. So, and they know who love too. Like, you imagine if Marcel gets in a room and she's teaching, I think, a live class with people in there. I think, I don't know, this week or whatever, next week.
I don't know.
I mean, Marcel gonna have a bunch of boring people in there. She has to have crazy people like us, the one that all take all her classes like she is, wild people. Otherwise, the fucking class is gonna be boring like hell. Anyway, I'm not even drinking. Yeah, I just walk in my house. I need a drink.
I think I agree with you though. I think I agree with you. That's the type of stuff that was fun for me, like to see the people that are really, really excited. But I don't know. But I think I kind of agree with that. All right, get your drink. Pour one for me. Let's see. Who did I just invite? I just invited somebody on the stage. I'm not, but they didn't come through. That's all right. I'll move on to the next topic. I think we kind of talked about this one already. It's relative to the rower, so I think I might just move past that. All right, let me go on to Barbara Streisand. Are we all excited about the Barbara Streisand? No? Yeah?
Pass,
No?
pass, pass.
There should have been a
No,
Barbara
no,
Streisand Pilates
no.
class. That's all I wanted.
Okay, okay. I'm
I'm
with
not
that.
going.
Nobody's
Barbra
excited.
Streisand boxing.
No, nobody's excited about the Barbara Streisand. All we got is one person. I thought it.
Who comes up with these ideas? Like, I don't even think my mother would do it.
I don't. I
Is
mean,
it a yoga class?
I figure I'll take
Not.
the stretch class with Robin, but that's all I'm doing.
okay, yeah. All right. I mean, I saw some people. It depends on what group I was looking at. Some groups they were like hyped up. Other groups they were like, why? So I don't know what to tell to take that. I'm not sure how to measure it, so I don't know. But I'm gonna wait and see if Danielle assigns me a Barbara Streisand class.
No.
I'm
I
not
veto
because I'm
it.
only assigning you classes I've either taken or would take.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not
Right.
assigning you Barbara Streisand. Sorry.
Oh,
And as the third member in this trilogy of government, I veto it.
you veto
I veto
if
it.
she assigns me a Barbara Streisand, you veto. Okay.
We have a checks and balance system here.
Okay.
As
Nicole is
Barry
saying that
said
she
in
wouldn't.
the
Yeah,
I
go
said
ahead, Brian.
as Barry said in the earnings call, we're trying to target more men, so we're going to launch Barbara Streisand.
Nicole says she wouldn't even take it if Alex was teaching it.
Marcos, I
Is
wouldn't
Alex
take it if
wearing
Alex
leggings or
was
not?
teaching
Because
it
depending on
naked.
whether or not Alex is wearing leggings determines whether or not Nicole takes it.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
she,
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man. Okay.
Look, I'll take it if it's a yoga class or stretching class or Pilates.
Yeah.
Okay, because I am a badge hoe. I got to get me them artist series badges, people.
Yeah. Okay.
Lavalis, Ross Rayburn is teaching a 45-minute class, a yoga class.
Well, I'll suffer through it. I will. Just to
that is
get the
too damn
badge.
long. 45 minutes of Barbara Streisand? No,
When I
thank you.
saw that, I was like, that's more Barbara Streisand than I care for, but maybe I might
Guys,
do it
y'all
anyway.
learn how to block it out or just play your own music over it and just follow the cues.
I,
I do that a lot.
I'm kind of intrigued if I'm being really honest. I'm kind of intrigued. Like, how do you? I don't know her music well, but how is a class structured to like push you and it's Barbara Streisand? Like, I'm really intrigued with this.
45
Dance
minutes
with
intrigued though?
classical.
They might be low impact rides. I mean, is there who's doing the ride?
Yeah, but
Okay.
even if it's low impact, I mean, I don't know. Like, this music just does not scream, I want to ride my bike to it.
You
But
guys
you
are
have to
too
remember the
young.
older people. There's older people on Peloton that are absolutely gonna love it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I think
This
so.
music doesn't scream anything.
Yeah, y'all just got to block it out, play your own music, or watch TV. Y'all know y'all be watching TV while y'all ride sometimes. Don't act like every time y'all on that bike, y'all real focused. Come on now, people.
I
I
do not watch
am.
TV while I'm riding. Sorry.
I'm,
I don't. I can't
you
do it.
know, but you
It's
text
too
while you
distracting
ride.
for me.
So you can just text while you ride.
I think there are going to be a lot of fans that are of Barbara Streisand take the class, and then I think there are going to be others that are just kind of fans of um, uh, the feel of her music and some type of class. So that's why I kind of was with like when we were talking about stretching or Pilates or classes like that. So I think there'll be people that
She has some
align,
upbeat
right?
songs, though. She does have some upbeat songs. Not, there's not a lot of them, but you can do it. I know everyone. I can see everyone glaring at me right now.
No, I'm
Yeah,
with you. I think
I was like the fuck.
I think you're
No,
right.
I'm not doing it. I'm sure somebody requested her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I am
somebody my
sure they
age.
got Yes,
Oh,
I mean, no,
yes.
I mean, I didn't mean it like that. Like, but it's not my type of music to, to ride the bike or run unless I'm running like 12 minutes a mile out there. And no, I wouldn't do that either.
That's why I'm intrigued. I want to see like how does it incorporate? Like I don't know.
Is it? I think maybe is it Megan? Is it Courtney? Maybe from BGM that keeps asking me for a low impact ride. So maybe we'll do Barbara Streisand on a swarm schedule. And by maybe I mean absolutely not. But just to give them a false sense of hope for 2.5 seconds
I,
that we would ever do a low impact or recovery ride on a swarm schedule.
I do feel like I'm gonna need an update next week though. I do kind of feel like I need a Barbara Streisand update. No. All right.
So
I'll,
somebody also in the back channel said it's it's an LGBTQ. She's
right.
the gay men love her. So
Yeah.
that could be a Cody thing maybe.
It might be a Cody thing. Yeah. It might be a ride.
But do they want to go to sleep while working out? Just because the gay men love her don't mean they want to take a nap during their workout.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not all her music is low. That's low. Let's put it that way.
I'm intrigued.
I,
So
I still think April Fools next year they should have a Baby Shark ride. Just play the song over and over again.
Oh, no, please. I
oh
live
my
in
gosh.
DC. I
Yeah.
live in DC. They did that to us with the baseball team.
Oh really?
That was oh God.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah, they
painful.
played that in the World Series, remember?
Oh
And it was
yeah.
like for weeks on end, that was the only song you heard everywhere. I will not. I will have to throw the Peloton out the window.
That's funny.
There will be people who take that class because their kids can actually be present. People would take it just like they take the Disney rides. I don't take the Disney rides, but a lot of people love them.
All right. Well, I think that was enough with Barbara. I am looking for an update. I got to figure out how we're going to do this update next week. But anyway, all right. On to the next topic. Tonal is hinting that something big is coming in New York City, which to me felt like they're about to open a studio in NYC. I feel like I've heard that before, that might be coming, which made me think like, okay, so they can record classes from NYC. Okay, maybe it gives them, better, timing of classes. But is that big a deal? Wouldn't it have to be more than that for people to really care? Which made me start thinking, are they about to do like Peloton and start offering in-person tonal classes? Does anybody have any insight on what Tonal's talking about with this NYC thing? I have no clue.
I don't, but how do you do a tonal class live?
That's what I'm at. Like, yeah, but then on the other side, I'm going, but why would anybody care just because you open a studio in NYC and they're promoting this like it's such a big deal? So
Like, how are they mounted? How do you work out? What kind of class do you do? Like,
I
I
don't
just
know.
don't see how you do that live.
Hey, Amy, how's it going? You there, Amy? Oh, she's still on mute. But yeah, I'm with you. Are you there, Amy?
Okay, I'm here. Jesus Christ, I'll never get this right.
No worries.
Good Lord. um, Anyhow, yeah, no, I think they are really, I've become really active in the tonal community in the last 4 to 6 months. I
Yeah.
really decided, I've told you guys, I've owned it for over a year, couldn't get into it, and thought, you know what, just jump in and get involved in the community. So I think just like Peloton, it's a much smaller community that is growing. Obviously, it's a much more expensive platform, so I don't know that it's going to be the growth will be that exponential. But I think the members are craving that Peloton like meetup experience kind of thing. And I know that coaches have traveled to different showrooms
Mm-hmm.
and done live classes. And I think it would be awesome for form correction and all that stuff. I think, my opinion, and I don't know anything other than what I've just, gathered from the groups. I think it's just, first of all, East Coast times, much easier to have a couple instructors here broadcasting from here, but also I think great for building community. I think they're not stupid. They've seen what's happened with the Peloton community, and, momentum is momentum. And if people get together and, post about it and all that. I mean, that's how they grow their base.
You said they've done showroom based in person type classes before.
They have. So I'm in a group called the Unofficial Squad. I don't know if anyone else is in that Tonal group. And they run monthly challenges and stuff like that. And they do meetups. A lot of the members are in the San Francisco Bay Area. And once a month, they meet up in the San Francisco showroom and they'll do a class together. And there'll be, maybe 12 tonals on the periphery of the wall, and everyone will do the class together. So even if the class isn't live, you get a code, almost like a Zoom meeting, where someone initiates a code and you plug in the code and everyone starts at the same time, just like a Zoom, and you join and you can do a class together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my thought, it's more for community building, and it would not be.
Oh, did we lose her?
Interactive. If you keep people passionate about a product, your user base is going to grow because, you've got micro influencers posting about it, sharing about it, talking about it. And I think they're just on the verge of getting their instructors more celebrity like, kind of like Peloton. A couple of them have been in TV commercials and things like that. So I think they're on the precipice.
I think so too. And in this scenario, as it relates to NYC, I'm just wondering if this is broader than just that push towards grabbing community similar to Peloton. Is it truly like a replication of what Peloton has done? Like, are they trying to create an in studio, in person, tonals around the wall class, right? That's kind of my.
It sounds like it,
Right.
but maybe not have it be its primary purpose.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe a recording studio with the ability to host in-person classes, but not have it be like a spin studio like Peloton started off.
Right.
Where they had members that didn't even own bikes that just rode in studio.
Right. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I hope it is something like that. I mean, that's another kind of novelty, something that people that have tonals can go check out. And if they're in NYC, it seems, I think it's pretty cool.
And they have that huge celebrity base. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where they go with it.
Right.
There's all sorts of hype right now about Steph Curry being one of the initial investors and how he trains on the tonal, and you watch him perform or play, and he's just heads and shoulders above the rest of the players in terms of his fitness and his ability to hustle and get back and forth in the court. I don't know, it's cool.
Well, as it happens, and once they kind of announce, we'll talk about it a little more here. But I'm interested to find out.
I don't know. That was just my speculation. We'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What do we have next? I heard a rumor that, and it's probably from Pello Buddy because he keeps dropping stuff, that Peloton is potentially looking towards something relative to the Guide and the Bike Plus. And that completely threw me because I'm like, what do they mean? Like, is this just, I shared it in my group and I started thinking, is this just like, Tammy, like what you were suggesting, where if you had a mount on the Bike Plus and you could turn the screen, because it swivels, you wouldn't have needed to buy a TV for your workout space. You could have just used the monitor. Like, are they just talking about that, where you can incorporate the Guide by sitting it on top of the Bike Plus monitor? Or are they talking about some type of interactive thing for cycling classes? Like, I don't know what they mean. And so I don't know if you guys saw the post from Pello Buddy or had any other insight on that, but I'm not sure what they're talking about. I think having the ability to just use the monitor makes the most sense. I can't even envision what it would mean, like if the thing can see you when you're riding. Like, how would it help me there? I don't know what that would.
I was thinking a many could connect to your Bike Plus, that you could use your Guide connected to your Bike Plus instead of having to connect it to a TV. That's what I took it to mean.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
don't know why they didn't do that from the beginning.
Right.
There was a survey that went out about it. if it integrated with your Bike Plus. It didn't say if the actual guide itself, like the unit, but it just it alluded to if it, not specific what it was, could integrate with your Bike Plus, if that's something that you would find beneficial.
Oh, okay. That's probably what Pello Buddy was reporting from. Okay, that makes sense. Did you take it that way, Nicole? Like it was when that they are just talking about integrating, meaning you can use that screen for like strength classes, or integrating meaning
I
like I don't
Yeah,
get it.
I didn't really know how to take it. I didn't know if it was like if it could clip onto your screen, if you could, but like if it could do that already, like
Mm-hmm.
you technically could clip it onto your screen, but you're not going to like display yourself. So I
Right.
don't know if they're talking about it being like a two-way thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very broad. It was just kind of like if this could integrate with your Bike Plus. It didn't say anything about the bike,
Yeah.
but if it can integrate with your Bike Plus, that's something you would be interested in.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know how to translate it. I'm assuming that it's just you're using the Bike Plus screen as another screen in your home, just like you use your television, and that's it. So now it's simply for strength classes or whatever else they enable on the guy, and not really relative to bike classes. But I don't know. That's how I took it. But,
Well,
okay.
you know the interesting thing too with the guide is that you can see all classes on there. So you can start a tread class from the guide. You can start a bike class from the guide. So if they integrate it into the Bike Plus screen, does that now mean you could take a tread class from the Bike Plus?
Yeah. I yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. That sounds like it
That
because
would be cool.
it sounds like it would be like using the monitor as just a display now, and so you connect it, and whatever the guide is playing, it's displaying on the bike. I'm all guessing. I don't know what they meant by that. That's my confusion. Like I don't get what they were trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't either. Like originally, that's what I thought was that the Bike Plus monitor would just replace a TV. So like Tammy, who didn't have a TV and went and bought one, could have gotten the guide and connected it to her Bike Plus without having to buy a TV.
Right.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
And then as I was sitting here, I was like, wait a minute. But when I was on my guide connected to my TV, I could pull up tread classes.
Right.
Like I jumped in a live tread class from my guide to see if it worked, and it absolutely worked.
Wow.
Like it didn't have, running metrics, but it had calories burned,
Mm-hmm.
which it just based off of like my numbers, because I clearly had jumped into the class with it more than halfway over. And it counted it. But so I was like, does that mean you'd be able to take like tread classes from your bike? I guess you could if it works the same way as your TV.
Well, I guess we'll find out the more they talk about this. It sounded like yeah, that's possibly something that will be offered at some point as the guide evolves. So we'll see. This kind of walks us really well into the next topic, which is a topic that I think should be like a weekly topic. I think this should just be a standing topic. And that is what we call Tammy's misguided adventures. I think that should be every week. So that Tammy can tell us what's been going on with what she's doing with the guide. Like, you know what I mean?
I did add a twist to it. I asked if she got her ring light finally.
Oh yeah. Did she get a ring light?
I don't know.
Oh, she's on mute.
That's the question.
Oh, she's on mute. We might be. Oh, she might have stepped away, and we over here like putting her on the spot. She ain't even here.
Y'all are going hard on Tammy right now.
This is the perfect time.
Well,
She probably can't even hear us. This is perfect.
Listen, if
Gotta go.
Timeout Tammy is not here, let me just say she
Uh
needs
oh.
a ring light. She needs a pole.
Uh
She needs to get her shit together.
oh.
She right. See, why you calling her out like that, bro?
You know what I mean? I agree with all of that. I'm with all of that. That's right. She need her ring light. But okay, so we're going to have to come back to that because Timeout Tammy ain't ready to tell us what's going on with her misguided adventures. But it's still going to be a standing topic every week. We're going to ask that question because I think that gives us some insight. I have noticed, though, in my group, there are more people buying that guide now. It's getting more and more popular. There are more people going, you know what? I think I'm going to get that. You know what? I'm hearing some good. I might go try that out. It's like growing on people. You might have
It's
been.
not.
It's not.
John. I mean, not for me. It's not growing. I haven't bought that thing. I was gonna call it shit, but I haven't bought that thing. It's too much.
Yeah.
Now it's become, the days we only have spaghetti. The long skinny spaghetti, and then they made the spaghetti wide, and then they make the short one, the long one, the color one, and now we have 25,000 spaghetti, different types. The fuck, Peloton is doing the same shit.
Hey,
Like,
Yaneda,
come
are
on,
you
we start
talking
with the
about spaghetti?
bike.
Yaneda, are you
Huh?
talking about spaghetti or something else? Sounds like you're talking
Spaghetti.
about
No,
something else.
I'm talking about spaghetti, Michael. You Johnny head.
Marco, Marco, no, sir. He's talking about spaghetti.
I'm talking about pasta, whatever. But we started with the spaghetti, and now anyway. I'm just making a reference. I mean, it's too now. It's getting too much. We started with the boot camp on the train. Now it's a bike boot camp. Now it's a boxing boot camp. Now it's a floor boot camp. And I'm like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. We're supposed to relax when we're working now. It's supposed to help us mentally, not stress people out, because I know a lot of people stress out about how many milestones they can get a week. Like I know people that want to do a milestone a week for every single goddamn thing. How many things are there? Like 10?
Remember when?
Between the yoga,
Remember
the
when?
bike, and everything.
Yeah, I mean, remember when? You know what this reminds me of, Janetta? Remember when there was like 9 instructors or something or whatever,
Yes.
and then we would go, and anytime they had like anniversary or anytime they had a birthday or anything that happened, we would go take the ride and we would celebrate it. We can't do that no more. There's 750 million instructors. Like,
No.
and if you tried to, you
Yes.
would stress yourself out.
Yeah,
So
I
I
cannot
get
keep
that.
up with. I cannot even keep up with my own milestone. Like I look like the only two that I look at is my bike milestone and my tread book camp and running. That's
Right,
it.
right.
The rest, I don't care. I don't know if they happen. I don't know if they ever will happen because I'm still like a 50 walk or 75 walks or whatever. Like 25 yoga classes. I don't know, but all these things, sometimes, when they say less is more, now this is too much.
I
Now
fell,
this is,
but I fell into this trap. I wonder if other people did. Like each time they drop like something new, I was like, oh, I got to try that. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, I got to try that too. Well, I fell into that, and yeah, you're right. Eventually, I had to go like, John, stop. You're gonna go crazy. You're gonna be injured all the time. So,
John, I hate to jump in and call Janera out, but
oh,
I was in LA with her a couple of weeks ago,
yeah,
and I'm not kidding. She made all of us sit down together on a live meditation for her 1,000 meditation shout
that's
out.
not true.
It is absolutely true.
That is not true. You don't make me call you bitch.
Wait,
I believe you, Nicole. Nicole,
that's
I
It's
believe
Nicole.
true.
you.
Like, who is
We
that
all
I
had to
telling?
believe
sit
that.
down.
I believe that. I
No,
believe that.
Nicole was the one that said that she has like 1,000 or whatever meditation. I said, how the fuck you have that meditation?
I have,
I,
excuse
Because
me,
Nicole
Janera,
doesn't sleep for shit.
I have 1,800 meditations, a give or take, because I cannot sleep.
oh,
If you look at my profile, you'll see from the other night. I started at 3:20, then at 3:30. I did like 5 of them in a row because I could not fall asleep.
And this is why me and Nicole are friends. I hit
Well, no,
1,500 sleep
also
meditations the other day. This
I've
is
I've
why we're
had
friends.
I've had a lot of difficult time sleeping since being in LA with Janera and waking up in the middle of the night, PTSD of hearing "wake up, bitches" outside of my hotel room. I think I keep having nightmares that she's outside my house screaming for me to wake up. That's all I have to say about that.
One of these days, I'm gonna show up at your house.
I
The
I'm
can't
serious.
wait.
shade. The shade. That's some serious shade right there.
I can't. Don't worry, Janera. Lucas has a list of things that he wants you to make for dinner, so please come.
Yes, I can cook, I can clean, like like Cardi B.
It's two things I don't do, so please come on over.
Nicole, have you tried medical marijuana? It's the
I
only thing
have.
that works for me.
You know what? I like
Okay, I'm out.
I like the stronger prescription drugs. Thank you.
Oh no, no. This is like because I take Clonopin. I'm on Buspar, and I'm also on something else. I can't think of it. So this goes way above any of that. I'm telling you right now. I've never slept in 30 years well, and my husband can't get me up in the morning anymore.
There you go, Nicole. We've got our answer.
There it is.
Got it.
If you live
Although
in
with my lungs, I'm
Washington,
not
you
trying
can get
any
it
of that.
legally.
Just, this calls for a damn.
This okay? That's you guys gave me an opportunity to use a button. Okay, hold on.
Damn!
Okay, yeah, I
Listen,
I
not
like
with
that.
my lungs.
I have a dab thing, and I use it for sleep as well. It's really works well.
What's
And
that? What's that, Jessica? What is that you said?
um, I it's the oil.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep.
I'm not smoking a joint or anything. I'm using this battery that heats up the oil.
Oh, got it.
And
Yeah, I don't smoke it either. I take the edibles. Betty's Eddies are the best. I'm not kidding. And it's all vegan. It's great. I can't even take like a quarter of it. If I take a half, I'm out in an hour. Yeah. Are any of the states in the East Coast, or up there in New York, are they any? Does anybody legalize marijuana there? I'm in,
Yeah,
New
medical
York and New
marijuana is
Jersey.
legalized here in
oh,
Pennsylvania.
okay. I'm
Recreational is legalized in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm in
cool.
Maryland, and it's medical, but they're coming down to the wire on leisure.
I have
We,
no idea about recreational here in Pennsylvania. It's not really my thing, so I
It's
don't follow
legal in
it.
Massachusetts. It's legal in
Yep.
It's
Massachusetts,
I
Yep.
and
think it's legal
I
almost
am
everywhere
so
though, isn't it? At this
Cool.
point,
A lot of places,
no,
but not everywhere.
And
No.
no.
it's legal for in
it's
Atlanta.
legal more places than it's not though, right?
I don't
No,
know
not
if
Shout out to
that's
anyone
Oh,
who's
true.
okay.
listening to this who might be triggered by the conversation. There is a sober Peloton sober riders group. Find me.
This just
I'm
ain't
dead
it.
serious. Don't go
okay.
taking
By the
Klonopin
way,
or marijuana for sleep. DM me. I'll help you.
Oh,
no,
I
I
can
only
Zero
definitely help you. Who
recommend,
said that?
zero
I
Was
only
defend.
like wine and tequila, so yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, no,
Can
I
we all
just thought I'd throw
imagine
it out there.
If Janeda actually smoked weed, how she would be high if she's like this sober? That would be funny.
That would be crazy, you know. I wake up like this. I go to work and people like, oh, give me some of what you having. I'm like, not fucking having anything, bitch. I just got up happy and content and grateful. That's what I. That's
And
what I
grateful.
have
That's right.
coffee. Okay, I get up grateful every single freaking day.
A
Nothing wrong with smoking or eating, chewing, whatever. I don't care what people do. Seriously, it's your body, it's your life. Do what makes you happy. And what makes me happy is nice cup of coffee in the morning, a nice poop after. I mean, go to the bathroom, have a nice job, and then maybe a glass of wine or tequila at night,
And
not a
doing the
glass of
curse out crew
tequila.
challenges. Don't
But
forget
that's
doing the
it.
curse out crew challenges. That makes you happy too.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, I'm like, I'm like,
so
listen,
bad.
I'm just,
I'm telling you, this woman is hilarious. I just died laughing at her. She is so me. I just love it.
I'm looking at the comments in the chat. You guys are cracking me up. This is hilarious. Jazz, you can't, y'all is hilarious. Oh,
I
that's
like the
funny.
last one. What Alyssa said. Got to stay regular
Yeah.
with a little poop emoji.
That's funny. All right, well, we hit 9:30. I always have fun having these conversations with you guys for a couple reasons. One, I got to say at the top of this is that it's meant to be light conversation. So if we drift a little, or if we talk about our personal lives, or we encourage somebody that that's what it's all about. That's what this is all about. For me, fitness is about having people that help you stay engaged in your regimen, and so. I'm glad that we're able to kind of do this these nights that we have this, and I always enjoy the conversation with everyone here. So with that, I don't know. Well, I'll give Tammy, if Tammy's back on, Tammy or oh, Tammy's off, or Danielle,
No,
if
what happened to Tammy? She dropped off.
yeah, I think Tammy had to go, or if Danielle, if you had anything you wanted
I
to
don't have
offer.
anything. Tammy had a work thing. She said she was coming back though, so I don't know if you want to chill for a minute, see if she actually comes back. She said she was coming right back. She got a work phone call.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay. I know. Yeah,
She did.
she's on call, so I know
Can I ask how
that's tough
often you
for her.
guys do this? Because this is kind of fun.
Yeah, we do it every week, Donna. It generally it's on Thursday nights.
Okay.
But we're doing Tuesday nights this week simply because we had some conflicts, so it's a little early. But next week it'll be Thursday, and it'll be every Thursday
I'll be
throughout the
away.
summer.
I'll be on a plane for
Oh,
10 days.
okay. But it's every Thursday, so every Thursday night,
Okay.
7:30. So if you have time, yeah, definitely swing by so that we can chat. Again, it's intended to be, light. And so there's going to be diverse opinions and diverse thoughts and diverse conversation, but that's what I enjoy. I think, everybody respect everybody's position and their opinions and laugh and enjoy life. That's about it, right? So,
Well, I'm willing to hang in there and wait on Tammy because she has to defend herself. You guys are going hard for her in her absence, so I'm just gonna hang in here.
yeah,
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, she doesn't get to defend herself. She goes after me every week when I'm out in the boonies with the cows and I have no reception and I can't respond to her. I can hear her, but I can't respond to her. And she talks shit about me the whole time
right,
and I can't answer back.
right.
So listen, she'll hear it on the replay.
Hey, John, look at Jazz's last comment on the chat.
Jack, you in the chat,
All right,
Danielle?
Jazz, that's enough out of you. Jazz, go to your room. I'm old enough to send you to your room. You're punished.
For the record, I don't drink or do any drugs either because I have a natural high. So I can't imagine what I would be like on any type of substance. It just probably would not be good.
Yeah, I know that that from a medical perspective, there's a lot of good there from sleep and pain management, and I know there's a lot there. So yeah, I'm glad that whomever it's helping, I'm glad it's helping them. That's awesome.
I do best by chemicals.
And Courtney, for the record, you will never get a recovery ride. Courtney is constantly looking for a recovery ride on a swarm schedule for BGM. It is never
a, re-
happening.
a recovery ride on
A
the
recovery
swarm
ride,
schedule.
never happening.
Oh,
Never. I will continue to sort by hardest,
yeah, that don't
and
seem
that
like
is, I'm sticking by that.
that don't seem like that would ever come up. Danielle's running it. Yeah, that don't seem like that would happen. But
It
Courtney, you
won't.
might out to work from home.
What they should be happy about is that someone other than me makes the strength calendar every month. Because, like, if I made the strength calendar and the swarm schedule for rides, hot damn. Like, so just be happy with the strength schedule that is not me.
cool. All right. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. I tried to wait a couple minutes for Tammy just see if she jumps back on, but that's all right.
Tammy's in the bathroom.
That's what it is.
She was smoking some devil's lettuce and now she had to poop. Is that what happened?
That's what
Like,
happened.
I
That's
don't know.
Wait,
I saw devil's lettuce in the chat and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
devil's lettuce? I've never heard that reference. That's hilarious.
Somebody mentions it in the chat. Like, I'm old,
and
but
then
I don't know what that is either.
Kari's like, "What is that? Am I old?" And then they just started laughing. And then I'm like, I like the question because I didn't know either. I guess I'm old. Well, I already knew I was old, so that ain't news.
We are both old together, John. It's all right.
All
It
right.
is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm good with it.
I'm older than all of you all
I
put together.
First of all, I think I'm older than Danielle and John. So y'all just need to chill with that. That ain't got nothing to do with being old, just because we don't understand all these references.
Oh,
This is true.
yeah, you're right. It ain't. Yeah, you're right. It ain't about old. It's just they young. That's what it is. It's just they young. And I know I ain't old. That's right. I ain't old. 52 ain't old. I'm young. So I know that.
That's right. 52 is not old.
That's right. I'm young. I
Well,
know
well,
that.
So
that too isn't old, and you're in great shape. But I take that back. You are a little bit older than I am, but I think I'm older than
See,
Danielle.
she gonna say I ain't old, and then she said
I
I'm
mean,
old.
you're not old.
She
You're older than me.
oh
52
see
isn't old to me. 52 is not old. I know
okay.
people that's 67
She
and
trying to
above.
clean it up. She trying to clean it
Don't
up.
you guys don't be talking shit. I'm gonna be 50 at the end of the year. So
Exactly. I'm not saying that
52
old.
is not all.
No,
90 is
I'm not.
not all.
Okay.
Add a decade.
Listen,
Add
I,
a
I just
decade
I
first.
just turned 47. I'm convinced I'm aging in
Hell, you're
reverse.
older than me too. My
A- a- Apparently I am,
I
but
see
See,
myself today.
now she's trying to call us both old, Danielle. You hear it?
Well, I'm not trying to call you
listen,
old, but I thought that I was older than both of you. I'm sorry.
You
Go
shouldn't
I
have
ahead.
still
told us.
appear
Once you said you thought you was older than us, you should have told us when you found out you was younger.
My bad.
I'm just
I
playing
still
with you.
appear to be in my 30s. I'm claiming it. I
It,
appear to be in my 30s. I don't appear to be 47.
no
I
one.
am appear to be in my 30s, but the alternative to not aging would be to die. So I'm happy getting older.
Oh yeah, I'm with
Exactly.
that. I'm with that.
That's
And
my
I will celebrate 48 next year, God willing, when it shows up.
I'm with that.
And I
fact.
will celebrate every year after.
Long as I can still move and I'm above ground, I'm happy. It's just that I thought I was older. I don't know why.
Janetta, what we doing on your 50th?
I was just gonna
Dude,
say that how do we set up a live ride to celebrate in studio? Imagine the
we
madness.
And don't do
I
me
still
like
don't know
Danielle.
how I'm going to celebrate. I still don't know. I'm buying my retirement, little properties in Dominican, so I don't know if they're gonna be ready and I can go there and party with a bunch of people. But for now, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Until that is done, if it's not done, I don't know what I'm doing. I might just stay here and eat rice and beans and avocado like I usually do.
Okay, we'll
So,
be
or
there.
we all gonna ride on the bike or run or do something.
Okay, I'm with
I
that.
mean, or you could come to Harleysville and meet the llama that lives around the corner from me. His name is Ricky.
Ricky.
We ain't doing that.
They, I thought you lived in Philly. I'm like,
only Ricky has tequila and wine and champagne, something like that. Then we can do that, okay?
Otherwise, we can't do that. Otherwise, we flying to California. We're going to Janetta's house.
I
Yes,
live
we. No,
I live
seriously,
45
you guys
minutes
can come
outside of
here.
Philly.
so you
Yeah, we
live
can
in
come to
the
Cali.
suburbs of
But
Philly. Okay.
I don't know who said it, but yeah, I live 45 minutes north of Philly. So
Oh,
I'm from Philly. I grew up in Philly, but I live in the suburbs of Philly now. So I'm about 45 minutes north of Philly.
okay,
Um,
good. I was just
there's
let you weren't
there's
down.
dairy farms and there's a llama and there's pig farms and a pig plant that makes bacon and stuff. Yeah,
I
I'm
mean, the
kind of
bacon.
in the country.
Somebody got to make the bacon somewhere. So hey,
I mean, it tastes really good, but it smells awful when they're riding by, and they also cry a lot. So
oh,
I
Oh,
know it's
mm-mm,
pretty sad.
mm-mm. That's what. Okay, so we just confirmed we ain't going. That's not where we're going for your birthday, Janetta. That ain't where we're going.
Oh no,
That's all I know. That ain't where we're going. That's all I know.
John. See now you're discriminating, John. Okay, you got done getting on me
John,
about
please.
now you're discriminating based off her physical location. That's not fair.
Listen, my birthday is December 31st. It's the last day of the year.
Everybody's
So
gonna be party on her birthday. I see what she
yeah,
means
we
now.
have to party somewhere that is warm. California's cold. New York is fucking cold. I don't have any. Yeah, it's too
Did
cold.
you just say California is cold?
It's cold here in December. Yeah, we can. I get up at 32. That's fucking freezing for me.
32 might
32
be the high. 32
is
might be the
32
high
in
for
the
like me
morning.
and John in in
I
December.
I ain't
That
even
might be
going.
the highest we get, right?
I ain't even going. I'm a. All you know me. I'm born and raised in San Diego. All my family's still there, and I have to hear the same thing every year. Them calling me talking about, dang, it was cold this morning. It was 47 degrees, and I'm like, really? Don't you know it's like 3 degrees here? Like, so I hear this a lot. So this is
Or
kind of.
negative like 6, like with the wind chill. Like, are you for real? 32 is not cold.
There's no negative here, Danielle. No.
Right, exactly. So don't tell me cold.
Listen, and
We,
it was
me and
like
John might be running around in shorts and hoodies with the sleeves cut off.
no, I know it was 89 when I got out of work. It feels already like it's 80 right now. By the time I go to bed, it would be around 60. So I don't even need air conditioning. I'm just
That's what
saying.
I loved. That's what I loved about living out there. That I did love is that, yeah, the weather was so consistent and yeah, year round. I do miss that. I miss that. But okay, yeah, that's what we're gonna be. December 31st. Okay, at Janetta's house. Okay, Erica, you on the chat. We planning that.
So Janetta,
Erica's
so
not going anywhere. She doesn't have her
Oh,
stairmaster
see,
first.
I knew you were
So
gonna bring that back up.
because I got my girl's back.
Oh man.
Like I got her back.
Oh
are we
man.
If,
talking
I,
about
if I'm not in Dominican, you guys can totally be welcome to come here. We can camp. I have a big patio. We can have tents. I know you guys American love to do to do the camping shit.
no, no, ma'am. I don't like camping. No, ma'am. I'll be in the house. Let everybody else be out there in the tent. I don't do that stuff.
Well,
Did
we
you miss the part in there where I said I'm from Philly? We don't fucking camp. What?
We don't.
Like what?
I don't
What is
camp.
she
I
talking
like
about?
camping. I'm sorry. I camp from a hotel room, nice with bathroom and toilet shit. I don't do the tent. I
Exactly.
can't.
I
Courtney
like
in
Camping
the
to
chat
me is
talk
staying in a
about
hotel that doesn't have room service.
Courtney
Like
talk about
seriously,
why are
like
we
that's camping.
outside. Well, okay, so yeah, we gonna figure something out, Janetta. Even if we not there, we gonna do a group ride or something. I mean, it's your 50th. We gotta do something, a group ride or something. So we gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's saying that now. We're gonna hold him to it because John to be like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Well,
Oh, what
it's
had happened
Janetta. It's
was
Janetta 50th. I mean, that's
he
big.
gonna
Like
be
we
like,
got.
what had happened was, I forgot and I scheduled this lecture on that day.
No, we doing that. That's Janetta. We gotta do that. 50th. We gotta celebrate that. But anyway, let us all get out of here. Again, I appreciate you guys coming through. I enjoyed the conversation. Next week it'll be Thursday, at 7:30. If you want to check out the agenda before the night, that we have it'll be in the Run, Lift, and Live group on Facebook. So just join that group and you can vote on the agenda items that we talk about. And again, we'll stick to that until we don't and have other conversations to talk about. So that's kind of how it goes. But until next week, if I don't see you guys on any rides or runs or any classes, then have a great week, great weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. All right?
Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Everyone
Thanks,
have a good
guys.
night.
Talk to you later.
Good night, guys. Behave, bitches. Behave. Stay on your lane. Don't be an asshole. Goodbye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks. It was fun.
Bye, Donna.